Selling cheap is probably one of the biggest mistakes of every new business owner. It's not about the money. Probably one of the biggest lies I've heard. Think about it. When you go to the store and try to buy nice clothes, right? It's all about the money, right? When you go and try to, have a nice haircut, try to look nice, try to look good, it's all about the money. When you go out and try to network, try to meet new people in your business, right? End goal is still to make more money. When you go and apply for nice university, try to get a nice degree, it's all about the money. When you go out and try to get a nice girlfriend or wife, in the end of the day, it's all about the money. Think about everyone who starts the business for the first time, they all do the same thing. They think that everyone could be their client, they want to reach everyone, they want to sell to everyone, and they want to sell cheap, right? Why the mindset of every new business owner is the same? Why 90% of these people fail? Do you know that every single day, 2,500 different businesses file for bankruptcy in the United States? And another 2,000 are started. Before the virus situation, every single year they had over 900,000 businesses simply file for bankruptcy. And in 2025, majority of the businesses which were closing were retail locations. And the number jumped from 2,500 a day to 15,000 a day. This is why selling cheap, and this is why doing business is noob as a brand new business owner. Following the old way of doing business, it's usually not gonna get you successful. It will not differentiate your business or your product. Selling cheap creates this idea that everyone could be your client. But if everyone is your client, you don't really have the actual clientele profile. You know exactly niche down who is your client, how much money they're making, where they're living, what kind of brands they're wearing, right? It's like you trying to sell a person who is buying Loro Piana a Zara jacket. Do you understand how ridiculous this will look like? The person will not going to be even interested. Or you're trying to sell a person who only drives a European cars, Mercedes, BMW, Audis. You try to sell this person, let's say, a Honda Civic or Subaru, right? It's simply not going to get the deal done. This is why you want to niche down the profile of your clients. Reverse engineering. You're not starting from the business, product, or service, or starting with the clients. Who you can actually serve the best, who you know the best. Let's say I work on Wall Street for 6 years. I know Wall Street communities, people, employees, different levels, hierarchy. I know exactly who is wearing what, representing what kind of jewelries, what kind of rings, what kind of watches, what kind of suits. I know absolutely everything, what kind of shoes, every single item that these people are wearing or possess represents something. So if tomorrow I said, okay, I'm gonna go into the commodity market, I'm gonna build a fashion brand or accessory brand only for men that are working on Wall Street. I know exactly who to target, how to target. I know exactly how much I should charge them. And I know that I should charge them a lot. I'm not gonna charge them cheap. I'm not gonna charge them $100 for a button-down shirt. I'm not gonna charge them $400 or $500 for a suit. Why? Because when they pay more money, they feel that they're getting something unique. This will give them personal satisfaction and will give them more motivation and will make them even more arrogant over the other people on Wall Street because they can have what they own. Understand? The diversification of different pricing, different items, having everything that is specifically, uniquely satisfying particular person is what makes you different. It's not that you're selling $5 cheaper than somebody else. Because especially during the big national holidays, you can walk through the mall and you can find brands that no one actually cares. I'm not gonna name them. I don't want to downplay their heritage or whatever. But the brands that are over here on the tier list might have 40-50% off. But the big brands that everyone knows and everyone is always want to buy something, but it's always so expensive, they might have 60-70% off. And you might be able to buy the much higher tier brand instead of buying the cheapest, the highest discount at the very moment. It happened to me. I haven't purchased full price or paid full price for absolutely anything, and I only own stuff that I like. I don't buy stuff because it's cheap or it's on deal or it's on sale. I only buy stuff that I first of all need and I like, right? This is why your biggest leverage in the competitive market that is pretty saturated, it's always to first of all niche down, know exactly who is your client, who you're talking to. This will help you to know how to price your items. This will help you to craft and design the product or services. This will help you to create a very effective marketing campaign. You know exactly who to hire to promote your product or service. If you hire some bimbo to promote my jackets and suits to the Wall Street guys, nobody will care. No one take her serious. It's a wild west out there. You're going to hire somebody that looks like Patrick Bateman from American Psycho. You're gonna dress him and you're gonna make him speak like him because he speaks their language. Right? You wanna buy something from someone that looks like you, sounds like you, works jobs like yours, makes probably your money, right? It's always actually a little bit better if you can find someone that is the next level. Because if somebody from the next level sells something to the people in the level below, the people will be much more incentivized to buy from him because psychologically they believe that if they look like him, they're gonna be him, right? So marketing. Remember, if you watch my other videos, I explained to you why marketing is so important and why marketing is not being taught in schools. Well, because no one gets it. Especially the new age marketing has nothing to do with the previous 90s, 2000s, 2000, everything before virus situation. Uh, is one thing. Everything after the virus situation is completely different thing. Like the people who were making tons of money prior, uh, very few of them I've seen actually adapt the new strategies. Most of them completely lost traction. Not to mention people who were running blogs and who were running content pages, generating traffic, running ads. The traffic completely die out, and they still can't figure out why. Because it is very hard when you make passive income for 10, 12 years just from AdSense, right? Completely search based traffic. At some point, your search based traffic goes to zero, and you have to figure it out what's changed for the last 12 years. Anyway, that's why I told you don't fall under the same trap of new business owners trying to sell cheap and try to sell to everyone because you're not making any sales because you don't sell to anyone because you don't know what you're selling to who and how much they're willing to spend. It's a complete mismatch. It's like you're throwing darts at the board. Right? Remember what Gordon Gekko said? He's not throwing darts at the board. He's betting on sure things. And sure things in business and life are rare, but you can make them to the 98th percentile sure by calculating, managing, extracting, and analyzing data and going very close to the actual inflection point. The main concept is that 1 plus 1 will make 2, which will help you build a generational wealth and help your family to help you back to build the empire. So it's all about money. Every time when I see someone who's trying to convince me on something, who's trying to sell me directly or indirectly on something, on his idea, product, or service, and when he's using the leverage, it's not about the money, G. This is the biggest bullshit matter, the biggest red flag that I could see. Because everything is done because of the existence or the exchange of money. People who come over here and fix my internet, right, or install my internet, or build the whole network connection with fiber cables or whatsoever, they're doing it because of the money. Why Elon Musk is building the rockets? Sure, he could have been passionate about going out there in the space exploring, but it's all about the money. If NASA didn't pay him, he's not going to be running the rockets and he's not going to be sending astronauts to the space station or whatsoever. It's all about the money. So when we stop talking nonsense and lay out the actual interests from both sides, this is the moment when you can get the closest possible to get both sides what they want, right? Because I don't believe in zero sum game working long term. Zero sum game could work in the short term. I can take more advantage of this particular deal. I can benefit more. You can lose some. But this will not work again and again and again. This is now how I am going to become a billionaire. Because believe it or not, you have to help other people. And I'm not altruist. I don't think about other people more than thinking about myself. I don't care more about other people about caring myself. But that's the actual math behind it. If you help more people in any form, they will feel that they have to, you know, pay back in some way. They kind of owe you a favor. It's unwritten law or rules. This is how the marketing gurus are scamming you, giving you a free ebook or free seminar or free whatever. Then you're kind of incentivized. You feel guilty. You got something for free. Now I have to buy that shit. So the main concept here is that you really want to help not everyone, but you want to help particular people. We're not talking nonsense over here. You want to learn how to work with people who can help you. And when I say helping them, this means sometimes you just need to take the loss. Sometimes you just have to let the bigger pie, the bigger slice of the deal to go to your counterparty. Only when you're very, very sure that the next deal further down the road will be bigger and your share will worth much more. And they will feel guilty. They will feel that they owe you this time to let you get the bigger share. It's all psychological and simple math, of course. Simple math works always. You don't have to go and create a special algorithm. You don't have to deal with some crazy equations. It's trying to balance and trying to take your turn or step back. And you want to make sure that everyone on the table is aware that you make them a favor, right? You let them get the bigger slice this time, but you're not even, right? I remember an old interview with Donald Trump, maybe 1998. He said that during this very tough time for him, when he was trying to, you know, run the casinos and run the airline company, he said that prior to this, he was doing very, very well. He helped a lot of people. And during these times when it was rough for him, he was, needing some support. None of these people show up, which meant that he helped the wrong people, right? That's what I was trying to explain earlier. He let other people to take advantage when he was powerful and successful, and when his businesses were doing very well, he let them take the bigger slice. But these people were not aware that they owe him back the favor, or they were aware but they played dumb. This is why you want to make sure that everything is, like I said, on the table. Everyone on the table understands what are the rules, what are the terms, who is first, who is last, and when is the actual payback period. It's a time value of money. Yeah, $1 today worth much more than $1 tomorrow. You have time value of money. Just Google it, read about it, learn. I'm not gonna give you a lesson about time value, but you need to understand that if you have the right counterparties, if you work with the right people, if you're on the similar intellectual level, they understand the concept of reciprocity, right? You get what you give, and further down the line, you may be able to get rewarded more for what you give in a way in which your return on the invested time, effort, or probably sometimes you decided to take a loss, is much greater. The overall return. This is why I said that zero sum game will not work for people who want to become a billionaires. Zero sum game works for the small scams or schemes, people who try to make a couple $100,000, try to make $5 to $10 million. This is why all these crypto schemes, crypto scam coins, all these fake communities, everything runs to a certain number. Remember, pay very close attention. Just look at them. All of them run to a certain number, around $10 million, and everything crumble. Why? Because the economy of scale stops working in favor of the creators when the scheme hits certain limitations. Because when you hit the $10 million, to grow exponentially to 50 or 100 million, you need to attract bigger fishes, people with more money. And people with more money are not dumb as people with five, $600, $10,000, $1,000 who invested, who got tricked into buying the coins or buying the scheme. So the larger the sum of money as investment you need to roll over, right? The smarter people are actually coming in. And these people are doing due diligence. These people have teams to evaluate projects. This is why I said that when you try to network or try to establish partnerships, you want to make sure you have the similar IQ level in the table. You don't want to have people who pretend to be smart, think they're smart, but they're actually very dumb and try to play the short term game, trying to scam you over, try to essentially take advantage of you, the people who didn't return the favor of Trump, right? So, this is why you want to make sure that you really understand the people who you're facing in business level. You want to understand their capabilities, not only financial. We're talking about intellectual involvement. How much they were really involved in building their businesses. Did they simply bought out the business from some genius and now they pretend to be the business mind behind it, or they really were the founder? They were there in the first early days, like the Jensen Wang was the first days of Nvidia. Three guys started Nvidia. If you don't know the story, they were passionate about video games. The video games back then were uh, one dimensional, and they said, how cool would it be if the games are three dimensional? And they built the special chips that allow the game to actually render in 3D. It's a short variation of the story. But that's the idea. If you're able to find partners or counterparties with a similar IQ level, and if you're able to take some losses here and there for the sake of getting bigger returns further down the road and playing the long-term game, you might be setting yourself for the billionaire pie someday. Not guaranteed, but if you walk or if you arrange the path in the right way, the settings could allow you to be next on the line.